This production has been authorized, vetted, evaluated, and approved for your consumption by Wild LLC. You're welcome.
Listen, a lot of wrestlers come on here and burn bridges with people accidentally because they can't remember things.
I can't remember things. It's not that it's so we're doing the thing, and he's like, well, we're gonna go down this road tomorrow at such and such time. There should be he said the words were, there's normally moose down this road. Normally. I said, not a problem. I know because I'm here, there's not going to be a single fucking moose. There wasn't a single moose. So the other guy is talking to him at the show, and he's like, you won't believe this, but there were 3 moose in my backyard this morning.
Oh no!
About 3 miles from where you were. And I said, I don't believe you. I think this is a ruse. You're showing me just something that doesn't exist. I know it's AI. I know it's not real. I know it's shit. Yeah. So his wife comes later, and he's like, well, these are the photos. I said, they're not real. You're showing something that doesn't exist. Yeah. Please stop the bullshit. Yeah. So I leave, we leave, go back to the hotel. Right. Take a food going down the road that's supposed to have more moose. They're not coming out. There's everything's just like a drug. It's like a drug raid happening, like as we're driving by. Right. So I guess the moose are just like afraid of drugs or something. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Meaning the people that think there are moose are being caught with their drugs. Right. I leave. I go home the next morning. I fly out. As I land in Newark, New Jersey. Oh no! I get a photo of a moose in the area that I was in. When I tell you, God, I was so mad at these people for the moose. I said, I hate you people. I don't like anything about the state of Maine. I think you're all a bunch of liars. Oh no! It's like the Loch Ness monster in Scotland. Right. You all just believe something that isn't real. Yeah.
So, being that you've been to Vermont a few times,
more than a few times,
have you had the chance to spot some moose?
No moose. Fake
moose. No moose.
No moose.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to ask about moose.
Moose ain't real. It's been 2, maybe 3 years going up to Vermont once a month on the Moose Highway. No moose. Ain't no moose.
It's an urban legend.
Yeah, right. It's an urban legend.
It's an urban legend.
At this point, I don't know if the Man versus Moose match with CC was whoever happened.
I don't think so either. I think it's about as real as when Frank Gotch wrestled a bear. I don't think that happened.
Right. Yeah. It's good. It's good to have dreams and goals, but sometimes they just don't work out.
Right. I want you to know, we're in a group chat with a lot of the Vermonters, and every now and then they'll send us a video that their friend sent them of a moose.
Yeah, but it's a friend. It's not them.
Right. And we tell them,
a friend of a friend. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, we accept nothing less than first-hand accounts of moose things.
Yeah,
right. Right.
That's funny.
You saw one? I don't believe it.
You saw one? No.
I don't believe it.
No. He said that. No.
Listen, I think that there's
a moose down.
I think that when you live in Vermont and you're a citizen of Vermont, you get put in this group chat where they share these fake videos, and they're like, listen, if anybody ever asks you about a moose, tell them a friend sent you one of these videos.
Yeah. Right.
I think that's what it is.
I would believe that. I've met the mayor of Barrie, Vermont, and he seems like the type of guy to put together a group chat and disinformation campaigns about moose around to boost their tourism.
Right.
That's what we call collusion.
Right.
That's right.
That's what we call collusion.
That's like street cred, though. Like, look at me and the moose. Like,
right, exactly. That proves that
I'm legit.
We've had at least 4 guests now denounce moose and say that they don't exist, even driving on the Moose Highway, where there's a ton of moose, not seeing one moose.
And Sean, you're in Vermont.
I'm in Vermont right now, and I have not yet seen a moose. I have yet to see a moose.
you say that, and then you're going to turn around after this podcast is over, and a moose is going to be right here up in your fucking face,
sure.
being like,
Yeah,
"What the hell did you just say? You talking shit?"
Hey,
Oh.
What's going on?
Hey, where am I? What is this?
This is not a mirage. This is Chillin with the Bros. But
Not a mirage at all. We're gonna.
But
no.
Like we always say, you see one bro, two bros, no bro, who knows?
Listen,
but today we have
the best bro who's not even a bro.
The best bro who's not even a bro. King Ralph himself. What's going on, buddy?
B-R-O. Well, the end of Raw was an absolute shiny shit turd, so I'm hoping that SmackDown is better tonight.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that. I know you're strong feelings, but I have mixed feelings.
I'm glad you have mixed feelings because
I figured you would.
We'll talk about it a little bit. I don't want to get into it right now.
No,
we'll talk about it during the show because we need to.
That's fine. Yeah. But why don't you? Before we get into SmackDown, why don't you give us a little rundown of Hell in a Cell coming up next? I believe next week.
Yeah. Listen.
So matches already announced.
All right. So next Saturday, we've got Bad Blood. As I understand, it is a special start time of 6 p.m. So
I
be
believe
aware.
So
of
yes.
That.
Yes.
But we do have 4 matches already announced. Let's take a look at them quick.
Let's do it.
So we've got the Hell in a Cell match, and this is the one that I think is really selling the show.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Punk and Drew have been so good. It's so escalated.
Good.
We're going to be talking about this in depth next week, which we'll tell you about in a little bit. But right now, honestly, this one is selling the show. This is the one that everybody wants to see, and I think
the match.
I think this is going to main event the show. To be honest,
it should. It absolutely should main event the match.
This is everything we've wanted from Punk and Drew so far. So that's our first of 4 matches announced. We also have Rhea Ripley, who will be going after her women's title. Liv Morgan finally putting the title on the line.
There's a catch, as you see in the middle there. There's a catch. There's a catch.
Monday night, we got the brand new news Monday night from Adam Pearce that Dom Mysterio will be hanging in a shark cage above the ring, unable to interfere. What's going to happen? Will shenanigans ensue? Will
probably.
Who knows? But this is going to be another fun match. I believe this was the first match that was announced for the show.
Yes,
and it's exciting to see Rhea finally get her hands on Liv in a match here, and we'll see what happens. Maybe she can get her title back. But that's not the only grudge match involving the Judgment
There's 2 grudge matches, indeed.
As Damian Priest, the other member of the Terror Twins, takes on the new sort of de facto leader of the new Judgment Day, Finn Balor. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to see Finn Balor play a real heel role in a sort of singles feud here, where we're not seeing because it's been a long time since we've seen him.
It's been a long time.
You know, he's really been as far as Judgment Day goes. He's been really in the tag team ranks as far as. His role in Judgment Day. And speaking of tag team ranks, that brings us to our 4th match,
which will probably most likely actually main event, even though it should be Drew and Punk.
I don't know. I heard something the other day, and I'm going to bring it up in a minute, but we have the new bloodline of Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu taking on the unlikely team of Roman Reigns and the world champion Cody Rhodes. And this one is just going to be I think this one's going to be a mess from start to finish. We've got more to see tonight because we don't know what's going to happen. Because we saw the We saw the meeting of Roman Reigns and Cody last week. The
Yes.
cinematic.
That was such a sick
meeting at
promo.
Georgia
Oh, I
Tech.
love that promo.
Yeah, it was very well done.
So good.
Very well done. So we don't know what we're going to see from them tonight yet. So who knows? But that's I did hear though an interesting theory that because there are so many young kids that are interested in Cody Rhodes, if they put Cody Rhodes tag team match on first, parents can let their kids watch the pay-per-view and see Cody Rhodes, and then they don't have to let their kids see the Hell in a Cell match, which is going to main event, which is going to be
that's smart. That's smart.
Hook. Yeah, it's going to be off the chain.
If that is the case, then that's smart.
It was something I heard the other day, and I was like, "That's brilliant."
I mean, it also makes sense because Reigns' big thing always was, at least in his current run, is if he's not on first, he's on last.
Yeah.
So you have first, have Drew on last.
But the way shows are going these days, especially Raw and SmackDown, that first match is setting a tone and starting off as a banger.
Right.
So I would not be surprised to see that tag match first on the card.
No, I agree. Yeah, totally.
So what do we got going on tonight?
Let's run that down too. I'll do that right now. For the first thing that we just mentioned,
what we got going on tonight
is that the return of the so-called tribal chief and his cronies are gonna kind of return and the fallout of everything that's happened with Reigns, everything, and they're gonna kind of
after the loss to Cody in the cage.
Yep. A lot has happened to Solo in the last few weeks, so he's come back to kind of go over everything and give us the lowdown. We have probably the first in a long time. I can't remember the last time we had this, but we have a dumpster match between Michin and Piper Niven. I can't even remember the last time there was an actual dumpster match on TV.
I mean,
it's been a long time.
The New Age Outlaws versus Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie at WrestleMania. I can't remember an actual sanctioned dumpster match. Yeah,
it's been a long time.
That's pretty crazy.
In other women's matches, we have best friends Bayley and Naomi vying for the number one contendership for the women's championship against Nia Jax. Will they coexist as friends after the match? Who knows? Belts can do weird things.
Yeah, you're right. They can.
And I put it last because it's the match I care least about. It is part 1,275 of Andrade and Carmelo Hayes.
I don't understand. Of course, I didn't understand New Day versus Imperium 2,000 times. I don't understand. Okay, so I didn't understand Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman 900 times until we got what we're getting, which I'm hoping is going to be the finale of that feud, at least for now. Because I think they could probably do some really cool stuff, but we'll see.
Yeah, I just this best of 1700 series, whatever the hell they want to call it, this one. I'm like, it should have died after Andrade beat Hayes twice in a row. That's it. Game over. Why are we still doing this?
It's kind of crazy. I don't really understand it.
Andrade was up 2. That should have been the end of the game right there.
Yeah. If
they really wanted it to be a best of 7, they should have had Andrade win first, then Hayes, and then do a little tit for tat, but not have Andrade win twice in a row.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're at a point now where I guess we're running things back for just the point of running things back. I don't know.
Right.
It's not really showing us any
anything new.
No, it's not. We're getting the same thing over and over again. And that's kind of what we were supposed to be getting out of with the whole Triple H, era. We weren't supposed to be really seeing those things anymore. So I'm hoping this is not like a look into the future.
Right.
I would not be thrilled with that. But I mean, who knows? We'll see what we get tonight. Maybe maybe something's going to happen now. Maybe we've got something on the horizon because, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense as to why they would be doing this again. So I don't know. maybe we're gonna see something new tonight.
Well, I had thought after the whole 5th match where Andrade beat for the shot at LA Knight, yada yada yada. Okay,
Right.
you won 3-2. That's it. That's it. That's game over.
That should be the end of it. Yes. I mean, I don't know. It's just it's getting weird. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's like both shows don't know how to end certain feuds. It's like, all right, this feud's over. Let's move on. Give him something fresh to do. Give him something new to do.
Absolutely.
Give Andrade a new opponent. Give Hayes a new opponent.
Yes, I agree. I think it's eventually people have got to move on from these, that we can't just keep doing the same thing every week. And I don't know why.
Right.
I don't know why we're being forced to put up with it. I don't know. There's a lot of things in wrestling right now I don't really understand why we're being forced to put up with. But hopefully there's light at the end of the tunnel. And obviously that's one of the things that we'll talk about when we talk a little bit about Monday night and the ending of the show, because I feel like, I mean, I don't mind if we keep seeing the same thing over and over again, but we got to move on somewhere.
Right. What's going on, Brother Fluff? I hope you're doing okay. He says crazy how we just had a hurricane here yesterday, and now I'm watching the Hurricanes play Virginia Tech. I hope you're doing okay. I hope your house is okay. I hope where you are is okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope you didn't get flooded out. I've seen a lot of horrifying photos and videos of Florida, and they're getting slammed. They got slammed by the hurricane. Real good. Real good.
Yeah. Well, thoughts and prayers go out to everybody down there. I know it's a tough thing to go through, and hopefully everybody's doing all right. But in the meantime, we got Randy Orton on our screen.
Yeah, we're ready to opening up the show.
What exactly that means, I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, I don't even think he's in a feud right now, is he? Well, I mean, he's at this point, he's just Owens' friend to help him when Owens is getting beat up.
I guess whatever. Well, we don't know that because we don't know like what Owens' mindset is right now.
Right? Yeah. After last week, Owens was all messed up.
On the fence. Yeah.
Owens is all messed up. Yeah. Owens was you when they first announced the match. What the hell? And then Owens was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
You and Owens had the same thought.
Indeed.
Brother Fluff says we're okay. We have 6 feet limbs down in the yard, but we're safe. Okay.
Well, that's good to hear. Glad to hear everybody's doing all right down there.
Maybe I'm slow and dumb, but what's a 6-foot limb?
Tree limbs. 6 foot.
Oh, limbs. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Limbs? What do you mean limbs?
I have to say, and I felt this way for a while, I don't enjoy Randy Orton as a face.
You don't enjoy him as a face?
I don't enjoy him as a face whatsoever. I don't like it because Randy Orton can't just be a face. Randy Orton has to be like a goofy face. Like he's just, I don't know. He's silly in ways that I don't think he should be. I saw an interesting quote today from CM Punk. He did a radio show and they were talking about John Cena, and he mentioned that a lot of people would say that it should be Randy Orton that's Cena's final match, or maybe him, but he thinks that John Cena's going to do. He thinks that John Cena should put Gunther over in his final match, and because
that's not a bad idea.
He said that he thought that John Cena's probably going to end up putting over a younger talent to kind of pass the baton in his final match. So, I still think it should be Punk. I actually think it should be Punk at Mania, but
right. I'm enjoying this run now because I know when the heel turn comes, I have a feeling that it's going to be a much more sinister, much more effed up version of Orton. And I feel like we get Goofy Orton out of the way now, and then once he turns heel, it's going to be like the most dastardly, freaking evil, messed up heel turn. I don't understand why they all love to say that. Raw and SmackDown. Like, why is it cool to say that? Be the first to say it on that night. I think at this point, even if you tried to turn Orton heel, it wouldn't work.
I don't believe that at all, because I think that there's things that he could do that the crowd would just absolutely turn on him. I think there's things that he could do. I mean,
I just feel like at this point, he's almost so over that he can turn heel and they would still cheer for him.
I don't see it.
Oh, no, he's just addressing the elephant in the room. But Brother Fluff, if you're here with us, I was always welcome. But if you haven't, or if you don't already know the rule, I will let you know the rule as Orton talks. Like, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff. Keep commenting. We like your conversations. But bring a buddy. Suggestible, bring a buddy or two to come hang out with us and watch SmackDown with us and chill with us. Usually it's me and the bro, but I have the other bro up there. And yeah, come hang out and watch SmackDown and chill with us and comment and bring other people in to watch with us. Is it that cold in there where they are that he breathed out cold air?
No, I think that's the stuff they were shooting down in the center, because they were shooting it down before he came out. Like the
I mean Orton. In the
Orton?
ring.
I don't know.
He like breathed out and it was like almost cold air. I'm like, it can't be that cold in that arena. There's no way. It'd be that freezing in there. Jeez.
You'd be surprised.
No, yeah, I would.
That with that many people in a building like that, you'd be surprised how cold they'd keep it.
I've been to more hot events than I have cold events recently. The one at the brewery was hot as hell.
Oh well, that's a little different.
The last show that I was at the Monster Factory, their AC broke. That was hot as hell.
Oh, sure.
What's up, mini Codys? Got some mini Codys up there.
Yeah.
I love Face Orton just for the fact that he just has fun with certain things. Like he just like mocked Cody's woe when he didn't go up on the ring. Like that's just silly things that make me laugh. But this is the heel turn I want to see. I want to see Orton just drop Cody. Just boom. RKO. That would probably send them into a boo fest.
I don't know.
Or it would be mixed. They'd be like, yay for doing it, but also boo for doing it. Give them a mixed reaction. Do you like the new SmackDown logo?
I do.
You do.
I like the whole look of SmackDown now.
Right.
I know you want an explanation, Randy, of all people you would deserve.
Give us an explanation, man. Ooh. I do love that the microphone is just the S and not the whole word, or the SD.
Mm.
Listen, Roman Reigns looked me in the eye. He gave me his word.
Brother Fluff says, I'd say Ted DiBiase Jr. is really a much bigger heel than either one of these guys.
Hmm.
How do you figure that one, Brother Fluff? Is it because of what he did in the ring, or was it all the stuff that he did outside of the ring? Because he did some pretty messed up stuff outside of the ring after he stopped wrestling.
Well, people, right? I'm standing here with the apex predator.
Go through all the names now. Outside. That's what I thought. Okay. Who's your favorite wrestler, Brother Fluff? Of all time and now.
My friend, with the utmost sincerity, I hope that it's not a problem for you.
Look at how much smaller Cody looks than Randy.
I know. I was just going to say that. You don't realize how tall some of them are unless they're standing like side by side. Oh. Here we go. Here we go.
This is the guy we need a real heel run from.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
where it needs to go right now.
I love him as both, but I love him as a heel so much more. I love him as a heel. He's such a good heel.
Like the night Sami Zayn won the NXT title,
dude, that was the
and
best
he
debut ever.
powerbombed him.
Yeah. Oh god,
so good.
So good. Such an epic heel turn. Oh,
yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. I loved that. I love that. Still, one of my favorite debuts is when he beat Cena clean. Oh boy, business is picking up now, boy. Hot start to SmackDown. Hot start. Well, now it's 4-on-3. Now we just need Reigns to be there to even the odds. If he even is there, I don't even know. I know that he's scheduled full time from October through November, but otherwise, I don't know. Ooh, okay. Brother Fluff says, all-time favorite wrestler, Arn Anderson. Favorite wrestler now, Kevin Owens.
Arn Anderson, jeez.
Woo!
It's an interesting pick.
Yeah. Owens is a great pick. I will say Owens is a great pick. I never got to see much of Arn Anderson, so I can't say yay or nay to that. I'll be honest with you. OTC, baby. Solo with that face.
Let's face it. How long have you been trying to take out the bloodline, huh? How long?
Too long.
Every time you try to do it with these two men, it lets you down.
Solo stirring the pot.
I don't think he has to stir the pot.
No, I mean the pot's already been stirred, but yeah, now he's just adding fuel to the fire.
Shut your mouth, Oklahoma. Because every time you try to take the bloodline down with these two men, they let you down every single time.
Brother says Arn was super crisp in the ring and could be threatening without raising his voice.
The only thing we need to acknowledge is
Yeah.
all the words we have to say. Shut your stupid face. You want to talk?
Tell him, Owens.
How about this? Let's see what happens tonight when you take on us and the tag team match. It doesn't have to just be a tag team match. There are three. Let's say it. No, actually, no offense. You have your tag team match against them at Bad Blood, and you got your partner for that, so you can worry about that one. Tonight, I'm talking about.
Oh,
Jacob Fontaine.
Wow.
oh! Owen just stuffed him. Owen just stuffed him. Ooh. Oh, the pot's been stirred. The pot's been stirred. Oh, I can tell how Owens really feels. Not happy. Not
Yeah.
happy with Cody at all. Just stuffed him out of the match. No, it's just no. You're out. It's me and Orton. You're beat.
There would be no definitive winner and take a look at the one game for the top pick of Bailey. And they a miscommunication between Tiffany and I would ultimately lead to this a double pin attempt by both Bailey and Naomi. Nine shoulders
The match ended in chaos.
in the middle of the ring. Which woman was responsible? We couldn't get an answer, which leads us to tonight.
I don't understand. Last week, we had the opportunity to get rid of Bailey or Naomi from SmackDown for good. But they're still here. And tonight,
It's weird seeing Stratton in black.
Opportunity to face me for my title. I don't get it. I don't understand. Tiffany, I do not understand. Can you please explain it to me? Well, I think.
Oh, whoa.
She's freaking out.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. If this ends bad for me, this will end really bad for you.
I haven't been like always the biggest Nia Jax fan, but I'm loving this queen gimmick that she's got going on. And this new attitude she's got, this new swag she's got.
See? Now we can be friends again.
I'm kind of into it.
It's not at all what I wanted to see from her as champion. I don't need her having friends. I don't need her having people she needs around her for any reason. She just needs to be an unstoppable monster that's rolling people down. They should have done the Bronson Reed treatment with her.
With Nia?
Yeah. That's what I was hoping for when she got the title.
A new song for Bailey?
No, they screwed up. They had Bailey up on the screen, but Damage Control was somehow behind it. They screwed up.
No, but the song was different too. The Tron end song were both different. I don't know. I don't know if that was on. I couldn't tell if that was on purpose or not.
That was the opening of her song, but for some reason they had the Damage Control video up.
Right. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Well, there you go. Winner of this gets Nia next week at Bad Blood.
There you go. Bada bang, bada boom. What's up, Jake, the OG Tribal Chief? What's going on, buddy?
Going on?
Happy to have you here as always.
So, Monday night was a shit turd of an ending. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
I've absolutely had it with that.
I know you have
nonsense.
extreme. You have a very one-sided thought on it.
I do, and I have Hall of Famers backing me up on it because listen, the thought here is that there's no reason for it. Jey Uso did not need a title. Jey Uso did not need a title win. Jey Uso did not need a title win on a Monday Night Raw. The money in Jey Uso has always been Jey Uso in the chase. Not only that, but taking the title off of Braun Breaker after only 50 days. Now, we don't need to have every championship be like this huge, long title run.
Right.
But to build the momentum that you've built with him and then to take that title off of him now, unless there is a bigger plan in place for him, unless this was a stepping stone to something bigger for him,
right?
I think it's a huge mistake. It didn't make any sense. I don't understand why they did it. The crowd in the middle of the match was absolutely dead. The crowd was not feeling it at all. And then towards the end of the match, they got into it again. But I just, and it's funny because I heard people make the same statement that I've been making, that what does this have to do with the main event? Nothing. If you're going to call him main event Jey Uso, don't make him Intercontinental Champion, because that is about as far away from the main event as you can get.
Right.
I don't see how it did anything for anybody in the situation. I don't think it elevated Jey Uso at all, because I don't think he needed that title. He was arguably the most popular guy on Monday Night Raw already, so he didn't need the title for that. And all it did was devalue Braun Breaker, unless we see Braun Breaker somehow insert himself into the main event world title picture now.
Right.
But if we don't do that, then this was all for a waste.
Real quick, we just want to throw this in there. Sandy says the King is working on a Friday night. Yes, indeed. He is. And he also said WWE probably gave Jey the title to shut up his daddy. LOL.
Actually, not, because Rikishi didn't like it either. He was not a fan of the title change. He did not think it was. He did not think it was the right thing either.
I saw him post after he won how happy he was that Jey won the belt. I saw right after the show was over, he made a big post about, oh my, I'm so happy he won the belt, yada yada yada. Like, he won, he deserves it.
I do not believe he didn't think it was the right place to do it.
Brother thinks they did it so that the Bloodline can cost him the title, and he'll have a reason to team up with Roman and Jimmy.
I don't see, the only thing I can see out of this is honestly that if they did it, I think it's a way to continue to distance him from the Bloodline.
Right.
I don't see how an Intercontinental title win is going to bring him any closer to getting
the
back
Bloodline.
Together.
Right.
Unless now there has been some talk. Nothing has been confirmed yet, but there has been some talk that before we get to January with Raw going to Netflix, that there's going to be another draft. So
interesting.
Could we see? Well, here's the thing. Could we see? We're not going to see the Bloodline move to Raw.
Right.
That's not going to happen because they've got too much going on in the storyline with Cody.
Yeah.
But, it's possible we could see Jimmy get drafted back to SmackDown.
Right.
Who knows by January if Jimmy's still going to have the title or not?
Right.
But I don't know. What? So your thoughts?
Yeah. I'm mixed. I'm not totally mad that Jey won the belt. I'm opposite. I'm happy that he won a title. I think he deserves a title. I will agree that I'm not happy with who he beat and how he beat him. Because I think Braun was on a really good push and was on a really good high.
Mhm.
They've been pushing him so hard since he even went since NXT. They've been pushing him to the moon, like pretty much a very slow but very strong builds. Like it's
Mhm.
been years now, but it's been a very slow push. But because he's slowly gotten better and gotten better and gotten better. But since he's been on the main roster, they've literally pushed him to the moon.
Mhm.
So to have him win the IC belt, lose it in 51 days to Jey Uso, that
Yes.
puts a sour taste in my mouth about the whole thing.
That's my biggest thing. It's not so much that Jey Uso won, although I have feelings about why that shouldn't have happened based on, again, he's already the most popular guy arguably on Monday Night Raw. He doesn't need the title. He's much better in the chase than he is as the champion. I mean, you know, think about this. And this I think is the big thing for me.
Right.
Would you be more excited watching Monday Night Raw knowing that Jey Uso is defending the Intercontinental title or knowing that Braun Breaker's defending the Intercontinental title? And I think that tells you everything you need to know.
Right. Yeah.
Again, nothing against Jey Uso at this point.
Right. No, never.
I don't think this helped anybody out.
Right. No. I think, and I'm hoping, because again, they should have big plans for Braun, and if they don't, then that was a whole waste of time.
I agree.
Brother says I do like that it took 3 spears and 2 splashes to beat Braun. He didn't get buried in the loss. I get that. I get that part of it, but he's still.
But if you're making him this unstoppable monster,
the belt. Yeah.
You're making him this unstoppable monster, just like you're making Bronson Reed. Why have him drop the belt? It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's. I didn't expect him to have a long title run like Gunther did with the IC title, but I
not nearly as short
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely felt that they were going to give Braun at least maybe a year, maybe 6 months. Maybe a little more than a year, but not less than 2 months. Like that's like, again, you better have some crazy plans for him in the future to have him drop this so soon.
So I just want to point out that this is the absolute best and worst that Naomi's looked. I think Naomi needs to slow down because I think she's been a little sloppy in the beginning of this match.
Right.
Because it seems like she's working very fast, but she's also wearing Uno inspired gear.
Which I love that, by the way.
For those who don't know, I am an Uno collector. I have I probably have like close to maybe 100 decks now. I've got a lot of
that, really? I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, next time you're here,
I love Uno
decks. Oh, I love
Uno,
I just bought an Uno deck for Beetlejuice.
Oh, I love that. Oh yeah.
I haven't gotten the Teams one yet, but that'll be next because they just released a Teams Uno deck where you can play in teams instead of just
right. See, Henry's thoughts were that he would hold it at least to the first Raw on Netflix.
Well, listen, that's a great thought because you need. I feel like you need a strong champion going into that.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
So you're gonna need because again, if you look at the way they're doing things now, it seems like, and you and I have had this conversation. It seems like what they're doing with titles now is that your bigger world titles are being held for the shorter PLE events where now we're getting 5 or 6 match cards. But then your secondary titles like your United States Championship, your Intercontinental, your tag titles, those seem to be majorly focused on the television shows right now.
Right.
So,
right.
I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. I highly doubt that Jey Uso is still going to be Intercontinental champ by the time we get to Raw in January on Netflix. Yep. I mean, I would not be surprised to see the title change. I don't know, 5 or 6 times before then.
Right.
I'm not sure exactly what they're doing, but it seems like we might be getting to a point where we see kind of the title bouncing around again instead of
I feel like after so long of having so many long-reigned holders with the belt, I think now they almost see, okay, maybe we need to kind of bring up the monotony a little bit and maybe have some switches a little bit that
Yeah.
the fans aren't bored of the same one champion
It's,
for
well,
a year or so.
it's funny. It's funny to me because we're not like, I don't know. It seems like they have guys who are in the title picture, but then they're not in the title picture. You had, again, I understand what happened with Bronson Reed and COVID, but Bronson Reed long before that was discussing like, intercontinental title aspirations and putting himself in that. And I guess I'm hoping that maybe he gets back to that after we end this mostly awful feud with Braun Strowman. I'm excited for Monday night. I think I just think they've done things wrong. I think that they've done things in the wrong order. I think the whole car spot should have been the last thing leading up to this match.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about how they've done things so far, but I'm hoping that this is like the end to this feud for now. We need to move past this, and Bronson Reed needs to start making some kind of impact.
Big moves.
He made an impact when he took out Seth Rollins. He made an impact when he took out R-Truth, and now it's just like, Braun Strowman basically took whatever he had to give him and just shrugged it off. Like, Seth Rollins, gone. We haven't seen him. R-Truth, gone. We haven't seen him. Braun Strowman, Spirit of 76 with his bandages coming back the next week, and I can wrestle.
Yeah, still alive. Got Henry with a good question here. He says, both of us, do you guys think Triple H is creatively overworked?
Interesting.
Good question, by the way. Very good question. It's hard to say. I mean, he is kind of running the ship, so maybe he is, got a lot on his mind, got a lot going on, got a lot to, worry about. So
it's possible.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was overworked or felt overworked.
It's possible. I don't know what his work ethic is. I don't know if it's anywhere near.
I don't think it's as crazy as fucking Vince's was. Vince's
probably
was nuts.
Probably not. But
Vince had no sleep.
But Triple H is trying to prove something.
Right.
I feel like WrestleMania 40 was he was trying to prove himself, and I think what we've been seeing here, the international market and everything that's happening. I think a lot of this is just Triple H trying to prove that he can that he should have had the job all along. So I don't know if it's that he's necessarily overworked. He may be working too much on his own. I'm not sure. Hard to say.
Brother Fluff says, I collect horror movie autographs. I'm going to 2 horror conventions in October in response to your Uno collection.
Not for nothing, but I used to go to Monster Mania every year in New Jersey.
Really? Okay.
Because
nice.
I've enjoyed my share of horror movies. I had a friend who was really into them, but Monster Mania always got wrestlers. So I met Mick Foley there. I met Roddy Piper there when they did a They Live special. I met Diamond Dallas Page the year after he did Devil's Rejects. And I've had some crazy moments there as well. We were sitting in the restaurant one time, and Robert Englund, who plays Freddy Krueger, he was like the big guest, and he comes walking in the restaurant, and we were like right inside the door to the left. So he comes walking in and comes right to our table.
That's
and he
awesome.
stops and he kind of looks at us and he's like, "This is not the right table." And we're like, "No, I don't think so." So he went and found his table. But yeah.
That's great. I love that. That's amazing. That's a great story. I would have been frozen. I wouldn't even know what to say. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was one of those moments where you're like, what is going on?
What's happening right now? Sienna says not everybody has Vince's work ethic. No.
And nobody does.
No. Vince.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Vince didn't sleep. He would be at the gym at like 2 a.m. Like the dude didn't sleep. He doesn't sleep. Pretty sure he doesn't sleep.
I appreciate what these two are doing, but this match has just had a lot of sloppy moments for me.
Well, I feel like it's the same. Like, so I've always been a big Becky Lynch fan, but seeing her last run, she feels like she's just like go, 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 and she doesn't breathe in her matches. Like, give it time to breathe. I feel like with Becky's last run, she was very much like how Naomi is now. It's very much go, 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 and don't give room to breathe. Like you can have a great match, but just give yourself that room to breathe. Like, slow down a little bit. You have to let things breathe. That way you can let moments happen.
Yeah.
Give the audience time to respond to what you're doing in the ring. And Bailey's going to Bad Blood.
Well, neither one of them's gonna beat
Nia
Nia
Jax. Right. Sandy says, no disrespect, but when NXT was at its heights, the program was only an hour-long show. When it went to 2 hours up against AEW, it wasn't that good.
I don't know how I feel about that statement. I wouldn't necessarily say it was the 2 hours that really made things worse. However, NXT was on a rapid decline. As they got further away from what made NXT special,
Right.
which was bringing in those indie guys,
Yep.
letting them work. NXT got away from its sort of the core of what it was, the black and gold brand.
Yeah.
And I don't think I don't know. I don't think it was the same. I'm not sure if it was the 2 hour aspect that did it, but
yeah.
I think
I don't think it was the 2 hour aspect, because they did 2 hour shows when they were black and gold, and they were really good shows.
so.
It wasn't.
I think that
It was until I think NXT 2.0 came in that they decided to
Well,
reset it back to this
and
whole developmental brand and not the brand of indies.
I think when it got away from being on the network, I think that was really because when you were watching NXT on the network every week, you felt like you were watching something special. You felt
Yes.
like you were like
Yes.
you felt like you were a part of a club,
Right.
that not everybody knew about. And you were like, oh, I'm watching this,
Right,
super
right.
secret cool thing on the
Right.
network. Like, because I mean, you probably had 25% of your audience watching NXT.
Right.
So, you were a part of something, and the matches then were so insane. I mean, you're talking about, like Sami Zayn and Cesaro in
Yeah.
their like 3-match
Yeah.
series. Like,
Yeah.
so good.
Jesus. All right. That time we're gonna start this.
I 100% support the hell out of that.
That was amazing. That was amazing. He was gone in a flash, dude. Holy crap. Sanders says, sorry, NXT was pre-taped, and then when it went live, he felt like it lost its way. Yes, Brother Fluff, I agree. He says, y'all should have been there for live for DIY versus the Revival. Yes, that was, dude, NXT back in the day, dude, man, there's so many good feuds that happened through NXT.
I wish I wasn't here for
so many good matches, so many good shows.
I wish I wasn't here for Andrade Hayes Part 6.
Like, dude, do you remember when they gave Keith Lee both belts? That was probably one of my favorite matches when it was Keith Lee for the NXT and North American belt. He won. Like, there was oh my god.
No moment will ever beat when Keith Lee pounced Adam Cole into the crowd.
Oh my god, yes.
On the entrance.
Oh my god, yes. Oh, dude. NXT back in the day had so many great feuds, great moments. This was also the time where, if you think about it, they would do the takeover and the main show back to back, Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, the takeovers were more enjoyable than the main pay-per-view the next night.
Most of them were.
It was better structured, better paced, better. Like it just was just better.
Yeah.
So like having it back to back almost hurt the main card because these guys wanted to show up and they showed up. So like I don't know, it was just a different time. It's just a different time.
Yeah, I agree.
As soon as they announced NXT 2.0, I was like, well, that's the end of NXT. Like that to me,
Well,
that was like, all right, you just killed something that I've loved for the last 5-6 years. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Well, I mean, at that point, I was kind of pretty much over it, anyways. They let things go, and I don't know. I kind of lost any real excitement I had for it at that point. But
like I am appreciating it more now, and I have been enjoying some of this stuff I've been watching on NXT recently. But it was still, in my opinion, never be the same as watching NXT Black and Gold.
It's a whole different feel. It's because I don't know. It seems like it's now you can say that there's a different talent level now because they got away from. I mean, and this is hard to say too because looking at some of the guys that are there, but it looks like there's more of a focus on bringing unknowns in than there is, getting indie guys into the WWE system. And I don't know. It's just, to me, it's a whole different feel than it used to be. And I think when we got to NXT 2.0, we really started to see that because you saw when NXT 2.0 first started, you saw a lot of really, and I don't want to say untalented, but you saw a lot of people who were in the ring doing things that they shouldn't have been doing.
Very green.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Very green.
That's a better word. They were very green, and to put stars that are very green on such a big platform like that, yes, it gives them exposure, but it may not be the best exposure if you're trying to train them up and give them, that time to train.
Yeah.
If it was on like, say, Peacock, I guess it would be a little bit better because there's not as much people watching it. But having it on USA, a national channel, everyone can see you. Whether you're new or not, everyone can see you, and everyone can see your level based on where you're at in your training.
Yeah.
So Brother Fluff says I was there when Finn Balor debuted in NXT. The Tron screen said Joe Devitt for a split second just so the crowd would pop. That makes sense. That checks out. Do one little flash for Prince Devitt. I mean Finn Balor. I think that's how they announced most of them. Like in the some of the original NXT signees, they announced him as Prince Devitt was signed before they changed his name, and then they signed Kana, and there was Kana before she became Asuka. Like a lot of people were mentioned their OG name like one time, and then before they changed it to the new name.
Yeah,
Kana had a chance, like I said. Sammy says, I think the energy at the Full Sail made the shows great too. I also can agree with that too. I think having the same crowd and the same people be there can become kind of part of that saga. Because I'm sure it was at Full Sail. I'm sure a lot of them were students and they would just go back every time and just have a fun time going to the shows. Because I'm sure it was free for the students.
Well, and I think their takeover shows hit much harder than back in the day when they were.
Oh yeah,
and it was I don't know. It was a whole. It was a whole
different vibe. It was a different vibe. Well, this match that no one cares about is happening. Shall we give the people some things to watch when they're not watching this? Some thoughts, like for instance, if you missed last week, We spoke to the New Jersey Zone, and I was not in Jersey. I was actually in Vermont at the time. We spoke to the real Jack Martins, and he gave us his top 5 cereals and other controversial maybe picks like Pop-Tarts and the myth of Moose. Who knows? There's a lot of things happen on that show. A lot of shenanigans happen on that show. We also spoke to the Angel of Old School, Evelyn Sage. If you missed that episode, go back and watch that as well. Very fun episode. Very good time. And then, of course, this Sunday, Ralph, I'm going to let you tell him this one because this is a big deal for us.
We've got a history-making episode this Sunday for the first time.
Big deal.
Two former guests are coming back on the same show. Selena and Johnny will be back. We are so excited to have the two of them on the show together. It's going to be a lot of fun. Their individual episodes were great, but it's going to be interesting to see. Selena's got a lot more matches under her belt. Johnny's been doing some crazy things, so it's going to be a lot of fun to catch up with them.
Yes,
at the same time. Yeah,
huge friends, longtime friends of the show. We followed their journeys almost as much as they've been following our journey.
Yeah,
because I think when we interviewed Johnny, he was only about a year in as an active wrestler because of all his injuries and stuff. C. Henry says, have you guys witnessed the little girl that was the Bayley fan wrestle yet? I have seen her promos. I've seen her win. I know she won a belt. I've not seen her matches yet. I don't know how good she is. I've not seen her work.
It's not bad. I've been following her career for a while now because she was a big part of Busted Open as well.
Right.
She's been on Busted Open a number of times. She's friends with everybody on the show. Like, when she got into the wrestling business, they had a lot of advice for her, and so I've been following her career. Hopefully someday in the future we may be able to get her on the show. That would be an interesting interview.
That'd be fun. I believe she's the current Mission Pro Wrestling champion.
Well, she is. Mission Pro is no longer running.
Mission Pro,
really? Yeah, they. They had their last show. Not that long ago. Yeah, This is Thunder Rosa's all-female promotion out of Texas, and Thunder Rosa made the announcement that for the foreseeable future, Mission Pro was done running shows. Yes. So the girl's name is Izzy Moreno, and she's out there. She's still wrestling and defending the Mission Pro title. Just Mission Pro is no longer
really running. Right.
It's not in existence at the moment. Yes.
It's a belt to have a belt, kind of, sort of.
Yeah. And I think Mission Pro got really big at a time when Thunder Rosa was still injured. She was doing a lot of stuff. In the meantime, she was doing Busted Open.
Right.
She's doing Spanish commentary for AEW. So there were a lot of things, that she was doing in the meantime. And I think Mission Pro kind of really ramped up because, she had a lot of time to work with it and promote it and do things like that. But so there you have it.
Yeah, it's crazy that we sort of watched her grow up too. We watched Izzy go from a fan crying because of Sasha to now wrestling. That's what she's doing.
Well, we've seen a lot of people grow as well because we've gone from watching her cry because of Sasha, now watching all of us cry because of how bad Sasha is.
Oh no.
She made a comment in an interview the other day that she thinks that she should be the highest paid women's wrestler in the world.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Hot take if I ever heard one.
That's what we call a hot garbage take. That's what we call the dumpster fire take of the week.
Dumpster fire take of the week.
I just have no use for her.
Were you ever a fan of her or no?
I liked some of the work she did. I liked some of the work she did in NXT during the when the Four Horsewomen were down there.
Right.
I thought some of her stuff was good there. I thought her cage match with Charlotte was good. I don't know. There's a number of reasons I don't like her. I think she's very overrated. I do not think that I don't think she has delivered whatsoever since AEW brought her in. I think she only used New Japan as a stepping stone to get a look. I think she never had any plans. She wants to come back to WWE. I've heard her make that statement as well, and I don't think that that's ever going to happen.
I don't know if they'll
because
want her back.
I think they're smart enough.
Mm.
I think they're smart enough to know that
Right.
you know. Because I don't think she's been producing in AEW. I think there's a lot of hype around her that's unnecessary.
Right.
And she hates fans. This has been well documented.
This is a thing that we mentioned a lot on the show. Yeah.
Which is interesting. And not to, well, we'll let that go. But
Okay.
she's not a big fan of the fans in general.
Right.
So I don't have a whole lot of use for people like that, to be honest.
Right. See, Andrew's cracking jokes here, asking are Kimono Hayes related to Michael Hayes?
No, now we don't know that. He just said Michael. He could have been talking about Michael Myers.
Right.
Could have been talking about Michael Jackson.
What other Michael were you talking about if not Michael Hayes?
Michael Jackson.
That's not Carmelo Hayes' name. It's Carmelo Hayes.
So Carmelo Hayes isn't his name either. Michael Hayes isn't Michael Hayes' name either. You want to start being technical about it? Tuesday night, first NXT on CW.
That's right. Featuring CM Punk in the main event as the referee.
Crowd goes mild. I hope it's a good show. I'm not having much faith for it. The CM Punk stuff will probably be something I can catch on YouTube later. I mean, I DVR all this stuff, so it doesn't matter if there's something interesting I can see it. But
yeah,
you know, I'm more excited for WWE Speed on Wednesday. So C. Henry asks an interesting question.
What's the PS
stand for in Michael Hayes' name? It stands for postscript.
Is that for real?
No.
Oh, I thought you might know what the actual answer was. I figured you would probably know. Unless it didn't have a meaning and it was just there.
Yeah, I think I will not tell you what it stands for.
I will not tell you. Oh, I found it, but I won't say it. Seriously, I thought it was Parmesan. No, definitely wasn't that. Definitely wasn't that. I know what it means, but you're gonna have to Google it. Like I just did just now. I just Googled it.
Well,
but
I don't know. I don't know. I was not a big Michael Hayes fan.
Okay.
But that dude that looks like him, Doc Hendricks, I was a big Doc Hendricks fan.
So were you not a Freebirds fan?
I also thought the Freebirds were a bit overrated. I don't know. I mean, you know, they hit during a time that was perfect for them. The the great feud they had with the Von Erichs, it was one of those like perfect storm times, you know,
right?
Where they just everything hit perfectly. But I don't know, nothing's special in my book. Maybe that's just me,
right?
So we've now gone through 2 commercial breaks, and this match is still going on.
Yep.
I
this match is
don't
still
know.
happening.
I don't know what is happening. On a 2-hour show. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the kind of thing that should headline Speed.
What, this match?
Yeah, because then we'd only have to sit through it for 3 minutes at the most.
Well, isn't the regular match just 3 minutes and like the big match is 5 minutes?
Not that I'm aware of. I think
thought
everything's 3 minutes.
I thought the regular matches were 3 minutes, and then if it's for the belt, it's 5 minutes.
I don't know. I don't think. I don't know.
That's just my guess.
Yeah.
I thought I heard that somewhere about it being 3 minute matches for regular matches and then 5 minutes for when the belt's on the line. Which Naomi is now your first women's speed champion, so like, yay for Naomi.
Yeah. Listen, who cares? That I'm gonna file that under who cares.
Under who cares?
Yes. Listen, nobody ever sees the belts anyways. What's the point of?
They always
like,
show it on the speed show. It's like a whole separate show.
Yeah. What do I care about that for? I'm not gonna. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for I'm waiting for the Instagram exclusive WWE Sloth show where
each
where
match
all matches have a 6-hour time limit.
Oh,
and
God.
everybody that wrestles on it has to be 500 pounds or more, and
oh God,
you need a 14 count to win. Yes.
Oh my God,
WWE Sloth.
WWE Sloth.
Yep, that's what I'm waiting for.
If that ever actually happens,
Yes,
you better claim royalties right away.
If that
Whatever happens,
if that
happens,
if that happens someday, like in 30 years during the Triple H documentary on Netflix, they'll have a whole episode about that lawsuit.
Right, just be about Ralph.
Yep.
The Infinity
Yep.
Podcast.
Yeah,
Mentions
the
it on the show,
WWE
then.
Sloth lawsuit.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that should be a thing.
What?
WWE Sloth.
The
I really
Sloth.
do. Yeah.
What you need to do now is make a logo and then put it in your game, and then have your game be the Sloth.
Oh
Put it in your
yeah,
game.
like at WWE. Yeah, WWE Sloth.
But the
Yeah,
Fluff says, "Damn, my girlfriend just said that I could have won the speed championship. Oh, last night. Ouch."
Hey, I'm only gonna tell you once. This is a PG show.
It's a PG show. God, Brother Fluff, give us a warning next time. My God,
What your girlfriend says in the confines of your home is between you and your girlfriend. That is no longer fodder for. Listen, this nonsense might happen on Chillin' with the Bros, but we don't do this on Chillin' with the OC.
Right. Oh God. It's not speed. This damn match.
That is correct.
If this was the first match, I would be all right. Cool, this is sick, but it's just the number 6 of an uninteresting series of matches that was never even announced as a part 7 to begin with. It's just happening. But I do love just the whole new look of, like, they already did decide, hey, we're going to go to a new brand, which just completely changed the whole look of it. Like, and I really like it.
Yeah. I also think that Andrade looks like Jason Momoa's 13-year-old cousin. You'll never be able to unsee that now.
I can unsee it because he doesn't look like he's 13 to me. And if that's 13, I wish I looked like that when I was 13.
Yeah,
I wish.
Yeah, but he looks like he looks like a Temu version of Jason Momoa.
Okay, that I can't unsee.
The size of Jason Momoa, and
okay, that I can't unsee.
You know.
Yeah, there's the big announcement. SummerSlam coming to Jersey. I mean, I guess coming back, but the last time I remember it being in Jersey was 2015. I don't know if they've been back since then for SummerSlam, but that's the last time I went to it. Was 2015. I was just telling
probably because they got Mania there. So
I was just telling my way. One coworker, I was like, if they, or they are bringing it back, I don't know which night I would choose. I would have to wait till literally the month of to see what matches they've already announced. Because I know there's no way.
There's honestly no chance I'm going to a 2-night show and not going both nights.
It's just hard because money issues. I don't know if I'm going to do this both nights.
Well, unless I get media credentials, I'm probably not going. I'm probably just going to take the time to spend going to all the indie shows that are going to be around.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's going to be so many of those too, especially in Jersey, which is why I'm amped for it because I'll be right there by most of them.
Well, the last time they had Mania there. All the indies came into Jersey City because that's where they ran the collective. That's the year. That's the year Chikara did their a show during the collective, and they had. It was the ladder match. Dasher and Touchdown in the ladder match for the Chikara Grand Championship.
Oh, right. All right.
Such an amazing match. Honestly, best ladder match I've ever seen. They did stuff in that ladder match I've never seen in another ladder match.
That was the ladder match where Avery retired, right?
No.
But didn't they face off in Avery's last match?
Yeah, but that was That wasn't
the ladder match.
No. That was years before that. That was when Chikara was still running and
okay. Great, you're tied again. Why are we tied again? Why?
I just want to say
LA
Knight. No. Oh, let me talk to you. No, don't talk to me.
Brother asks, did you guys watch early TNA? I have an idea for a current WWE wrestler.
Okay, well, it depends how early TNA you're talking. But what do you got? Because I'm not.
Yeah,
I've seen.
Give us your idea.
Early TNA stuff, but I don't know how early you're going.
AJ Styles TNA. You're talking like I don't know. So many old names. God. Because I watched from like probably 04, 05 and on. Like when I was watching, because I remember watching Angle debut after he left. I remember watching Sting come back.
I have an idea for a current WWE wrestler. It's LA Knight, and he should just go away.
I was still hoping that when they signed Joseph Parks that they would bring in Abyss for a few times as a wrestler. That was always my dream, was to bring Abyss to WWE. But
I guess he just had no interest in wrestling anymore. Like he.
I think that was he was just done with it, which is fine. Because I would have loved to see like Abyss versus Kane back in the day.
Mhm.
I want R-Truth to show up in TNA now, thinking he's still in 3 Live Crew.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be hilarious. Oh my god, I would love that.
That's pretty good. I'll give you that.
Or see, I thought you were gonna say have R-Truth show up in TNA and be like, wait a minute, why does this look so different? Where am I? Like he looks confused. Like why? Doesn't say this is the WWE Raw. Where am I? Like he gets all confused. He just walks out and goes, my bad, guys, my bad. And then he never goes back there again. Uh-oh. One's getting mad. One's getting mad.
Just do me a favor. Don't come out there tonight. Just stay back here. You've got your match at Bad Blood. You focus on it. I'll see you later. All right.
Jeez.
Listen, Cody. I know we said not to get involved in our match tonight, but if the Dongans come out, it's going to be 4-on-2, and I can't have that. Listen, you're going to be back here watching. If we need that, I would love you to come and help us out. All right, I'm going to go talk to Kevin.
This pot's stirring more and more. Oh. Do I sense a possible Owens turn tonight? During this tag team match?
So, Kevin Owens stands up and he's like, not now. He's like, I'm going to go put my gear on, as if he didn't look like he already had his gear on. Like, oh, no, excuse me. I didn't realize you had to put your gear on. You had to, change to a different pair of shorts that say Kevin Owens instead of, whatever.
Instead of jeans, shorts, or whatever he's wearing.
He was wearing Under Armour shorts. I could see the Under Armour logo. So I'm like, oh no, I got to go change my shorts so I wear the right shorts to the ring. Of course, they missed out on a huge opportunity when they didn't sell the Kevin Owens ECW shorts.
Oh,
because
dude,
they sold the T-shirt, but they didn't sell the shorts, and they missed out on a huge. I'd have bought them.
Oh, I would have bought them in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
they were sick.
So, so they came up with this idea that, so my boss at work has decided that we need to dress up for Halloween at work, and he's like, as long as they're PG costumes. He's like, because we're dressing up whether they say we can or not. So I've been thinking about what I'm gonna do, because I don't know if I have to check and see if my Dude Love shirt still fits.
Oh, okay.
Because I could go as Dude Love. I don't know. My other thought is, maybe I'll just go as Kevin Owens, because that'll give me an opportunity to wear shorts and to buy a Kevin Owens shirt. I'll just say to someone, I'll be like, listen, I have to buy the shirt.
Right.
I like it. Put gear on equals tape up my hands and wrists.
Yes.
Yeah, because
exactly.
I mean,
right, exactly.
Kevin Owens, when he rolls into the ring, looks like he was rolling out of bed and then into the ring.
I love Owens so much.
I like Owens too.
I just love that he's like, because I feel like half of what he says to him is like his own little joke. Like, even though he's being serious, he's like in his head, it's like his own little mind joke. Like, I have to go put on gear. I'm gonna go.
I could wear my Ric Flair robe to work. I did that at Walmart.
Nice.
And actually, when I was at Walmart, I used to sneak into the HR office all the time and make my own badges.
Nice.
So when I went to work, I actually had a Walmart badge that had Ric Flair's name on it, and it was in like fancy writing.
That's awesome.
Then underneath in the yellow, where it would say like what your job title was, mine said 16-time world champion.
That's awesome.
So I wore that on the outside of my Ric Flair robe. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. If you do Dude Love, that confused my brain. You gotta make a Dude Love name tag.
I do, yeah. Let's see. I see if I can find a. I'll find a good picture of me as
Dude Love
yeah.
as the Dudester, the Dude Man.
Yes. Picture of me and all the wrestlers that wanted to take pictures with me that day.
Right. There's a guy on the cruise that we go on that does McFoley every year because he looks exactly like McFoley. Like, it's crazy. He looks like a young McFoley. Like, it's nuts. And he dresses up as, Dude or Cactus or Mick. I think he has the whole Mankind gimmick too. Their big return, baby. Saturday night's main event. Crazy.
Yeah.
What's crazier is the big return of Jesse the Body as
I know. That is kind of crazy.
Commentator. That to me is nuts. I'm like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? We're going back in time now? Jeez.
Oh, it's this AJ Styles return.
I was going to say, what is this? Oh yeah, is he back?
We haven't seen him since the loss at Backlash.
No. Hell yeah, bring him back, baby. He doesn't have much time left anyway, from what I hear. From what I hear is contract's over pretty soon.
Yeah.
And I remember in an interview last year or so, he said that his next contract would be his last. So unless he changes his mind, this could be his last run.
There you go. Next Friday.
Bingo. The return of AJ. And we will not be here for that.
We will not. That is correct. I just thought about that. Yeah.
We will not be there for that.
Not be there. No.
You should watch it. But we're gonna get ready for a big show next Saturday, isn't that right?
That's right. We got things going on. We got big wrestling going on next week. Big wrestling. Yep, that is correct. We're going to be at Steel Stacks Smackdown number 3. We were at 2 last year. Going to go 3 this year. That is correct. It's going to be a stacked show. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. It is going to be fun. That's for sure. Possibly Big Dan's last match. Who knows? We don't know. That's correct. But possibly Dan's last match. I'm so curious for his dumpster match. I'm so curious. I thought the Chelsea can't breathe because of the trash can. It's crazy. I love Chelsea Green so much. She can't hold the trash can because it's. So where's the dumpster? I don't know. Where's the dumpster? Damn. I missed that last night. Or last Friday. Last night. I'm lost. Is that the dumpster? That small little can? Is that why she's? I don't think so. I don't. Is that why she's acting like she's gonna throw because of what's in the trash can? Because that would be silly but kind of dumb at the same time. Because I don't see no big dumpster anywhere. All I see is that small garbage can full of garbage. Unless it's out back somewhere and they do a little backstage segment. Maybe. So while we're trying to figure out the rules of this dumpster match, here's a picture of me from back in the day. Oh yay! dressed as Dude Love.
Yay. Love it.
I had the headband. I had the
Love
shirt.
it.
That was a custom-made Dude Love shirt. I have the mandible claw tie-dye, like the
Awesome.
whole 9 yards. And you can't see it in the picture, but I had Dude Love tights that said Dude Love down the side too.
That's sick. That's
Yeah.
sick. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
wrestlers.
awesome.
All the wrestlers want to take pictures with me. That was by the way, that was the only time that I ever won a raffle at Chikara.
Oh,
Like,
yeah?
they used to do raffles at every show.
Right.
And for like 5 years, I bought raffle tickets, and I never won a single raffle until that night. Well, that was an October show, and so all the fans decided they were going to dress up for the show. Since
Right.
It was around Halloween, but I won King of Trios on Blu-ray.
That's awesome.
And
That's
yeah,
awesome.
because that was like a $90 set I won.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, because it's 3 Blu-rays. So they used to.
Which year was that? Was that 2018?
It was 2018. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have it on you? Right there. Is it on hand?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it was their tribute to Star Wars. So
Right.
they
I was
basically did
at that one too.
the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
thing. There's the
Yep.
first cover, and
Love
then it matches up with like the middle.
Yep. Love it. Love it.
Yep. And then
That's awesome.
there's night 3.
It's sick.
Yeah. Yeah,
Love it.
and that was a great King of Trios, by the way.
That was a great show. We did night 1. We didn't do night 2 because we were at the fan enclave. Then we did night 3.
The only other King of Trios set I have is from 2016, which was the Pokemon year.
Oh right, yeah.
I have that set.
Nice.
And then all my other King of Trios are burnt DVDs.
Okay.
So when Chikara, when Chikara was really big, so there was a Chikara forum, the 101.
Right.
And they had a section on there where people were always kind of selling stuff, and this dude's like, listen, it's like I'm getting rid of my I have all of the King of Trios. I think up to probably 2015 might have been the last one in the set,
right.
But like he had all the King of Trios from the beginning, all on burnt DVDs, and I think I got them all for like $45.
Nice.
Yeah, so
that's sick.
I have pretty much. I think the only ones that I'm missing the last 2. I'm missing the one from Wolverhampton, England, because I never bought that one, and then the last year was the one from the one that they did in Reading, the last year with when they were doing all the Crucible stuff.
Yeah,
so that was because I had planned to go to England for the King of Trios. I'm glad I didn't, because
it probably would have cost you a lot of money.
Yeah, and it wasn't as good as some of the other years.
No,
because again, it was a lot of unknown talent from like the England area. So it was a lot different. And then of course the last one in Reading, I probably should have gone to that one, but I didn't. I forget what I was doing that year, but that was the year they had the only reason I was really interested in going was they had the team of Scott Steiner, Petey Williams.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Grace. Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, I don't know. I have to look for those somewhere. See if I can complete my collection.
Yeah, I would like just 3 if I can find them. Just the 3 that I went to personally, which was Anniversario that January. No, that was like April. That was like midsummer. I mean, the January show was Beware the Snowman. Then I went to Aniversario in like March, April for my bachelor party, and then I would like to get this that you have for Kyoto 2018 that I went to, because that was awesome too. If I can get those 3 on DVD, I'm set.
Yeah, I have to complete some of my collection because I'm missing some of the ones that because I was trying to get Juan's whole championship run, and I have
right
pretty much most of it. This is I have Turn Left and Bad Wolf. Bad Wolf is the one where he beat Ultramanus for the title.
Yeah.
I have their 3-disc set that has all of the events from New England that year.
Nice.
There's Beware of the Snowman and National Pro Wrestling Day are on one set.
Nice. That's right. I did see that.
I have Tag World Grand Prix and Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes, which
nice.
This was a really good Tag World Grand Prix.
Oh yeah.
There's the Infinite Gauntlet and Anniversario Heroes Shed No Tears is on that.
So those 2 are what I need. I need that that dual one, the other dual one, and then I need Kino Trios 2018. And then I'd be happy.
This one has Shikarasaurus Rex from that year, and
nice.
It came from beneath the sink. This is probably one of my favorite ones right here because this has Temple of Doom and then Supremacy from Chicago, and Supremacy was that Cybernetico where all the good guys were like kind of doing a take on the Avengers.
Right.
That also has the that's technically Drew Gulak's last match with Chikara.
Oh yeah,
before he went away. Yeah, I have a ton of Blu-rays. Yeah, because I started buying Chikara Blu-rays, and everybody's like, "Oh, what are you buying these Blu-rays for?" Because now we have Chikaratopia, and you can watch everything on there. Yeah, where's it now? Chikaratopia is gone.
It is gone, but they still have it all on IWTV, which is good at least.
Yeah, but still, it's not the same. I mean,
I did
who knows
having that because I had it for a while and I loved it. I was like, this is great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, who knows when? Who knows if it's ever going to get taken down from there too? I'm surprised it wasn't. I'm surprised it wasn't all removed after the shutdown, anyways.
They have so many different places on there. I don't know if they could even remember that one needed to be removed.
Maybe
because I took the one day and I spent one day looking through everything. There's just an endless amount of.
So what the hell was the point of? No, wait. Let's go back. What is the point of this match? What is the dumpster aspect of it? I see no.
I don't know if they changed it, but I thought originally it was called they were advertising it as a dumpster match, unless
no, they called it a dumpster match during the match.
Yeah, I don't know.
They called it a dumpster match.
Yeah, there was no dumpster. It was just a regular match with a trash can.
Indeed,
there was no dumpster.
No dumpster at all. Thumbs down.
Dumb. Sorry.
Ridiculous.
Positive Pete, but dumb.
Garbage. Horrible. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs enthusiastically down.
And I think that's going to carry us into our main event.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why this is going to be the real dumpster match next Friday, the actual dumpster match. They were probably saying about next week's match, not this week's match.
Oh, she's having a dumpster match with Chelsea.
Next week. Yeah, right. So that was just a regular match, just to have a regular match, and then next week they're doing the actual dumpster match. I'm so confused. Trying to figure it out here. Oh, wow. What?
Wow.
That's kind of insane.
That's big.
Triple threat ladder match for the belt. The Bloodline versus the Profits versus DIY. Wow.
That's crazy. That's a huge SmackDown.
That's a huge SmackDown match. That's crazy.
It's gonna be a great show next week.
Apparently, Jesus. I feel like the same thing that they're doing with the IC and US belt, they're doing with these belts as well. Because when was the last time we saw a tag team title match on a major show?
The tag titles are definitely being treated the same way now.
Yeah, they're being only defended on like the regular shows. Like I don't remember the last time it was even defended on a big show.
See, it pisses me off now because the Street Profits should be winning the tag titles, but they're not going to.
Oh, absolutely.
They're keeping everything around the bloodline.
Yeah, I could totally see them winning. It would be great. It would be absolutely great. I do think it hurt them that they had the DIY win and hold it just to have these guys beat them.
Yeah, I really thought that should have been the point where they either both turned heel or at least Tommaso Ciampa went back to being heel.
Yeah, right, yeah. Which I still think that's the plan at some point, is to have that be run back, but
yeah,
I just don't know when. But I definitely think there's a plan in that.
I'm so sick of Bianca Belair.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
I was waiting to see how dumb this commercial was before I said that. It's really dumb.
It's the advertisement for,
I don't care what it's an advertisement.
SummerSlam jersey and yada yada yada. I don't care what it's about.
Yeah.
Do you think at some point they're gonna have every pay-per-view beat 2 days?
No. They're gonna have WrestleMania. It's gonna be the big four again, I think. I don't, because I see them having the big four as 2-night events, and then I see them doing a lot of I see them expanding the international market and doing more international shows every year. So
I agree to this statement. He says I want to see DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns at least once.
Yeah.
Because supposedly they're looking at getting them signed at some point in the future.
Yeah. At some point. But yeah, it's I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. It seems like on the one hand they're kind of doing things with the tag team division, and on the other hand they're not, because you have like the tag team division on SmackDown is really hot right now.
Yes.
I feel like the tag team division, especially as the titles go, are really that hot on Monday Night Raw right now.
Right.
But yeah, well, we're about half an hour away from the end of the show, so looks like unless they've got something else planned, this match seems like it's going to have a good bit of time.
Yeah, that, or they have the usual bloodline shenanigans, and then Reigns comes out to save.
Maybe
because what I could see happening is a little twist is that because Owens said don't help, Orton said come out and help. Cody listens to Owens, so instead of Cody coming to help, Reigns comes to help.
Maybe, yeah.
If you're not gonna do it, I'll do it.
What's that?
No, like
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
If you're not gonna do it, I will.
We'll see. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So this has been a pretty good SmackDown.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
other than
some nonsensical matches that make no kind of makes sense, but I'm sick of Andrade and Hayes. I'm sick of LA Knight.
I agree.
Any of that. I don't need I don't need LA Knight as United States champion anymore. It's not doing any good because I don't know. It seems like that belt has been mired into nothing now. Andrade won his match against Carmelo Hayes so that he could get the title shot, and it seems like the belt's not important anymore. Like since Logan Paul dropped it, I mean, not like it was necessarily important when Logan Paul had it, but at least it seemed like there was more prominence to it. Now it just seems like, seems like a prop for LA Knight to hold.
All I know is next week they better move on from Andrade.
Oh, let's hope.
And Hayes.
Jeez, if we have to see 7.
I just don't. At this point, it's not even a best of 7 because a best of 7, this would have already been over. At this point, it's just hey, let's see how many parts we can do before we bore our audience.
I think Adam's gonna be really upset that he missed Carmelo Hayes and Andrade match number 6.
He was mad at the watch match number 5.
He's gonna be so upset that he skipped SmackDown for Muppet Babies on Ice or whatever he's doing tonight. So that
it was his friend's concert. Let's get that right out of the way. It wasn't Muppets on Broadway or whatever you
Muppet
said.
Baby. Muppets on Broadway. I said Muppet Babies on Ice. Muppets on Broadway. That shows how much you listen to me.
I do listen. I just forgot exactly what that was.
Yeah, so Raw's a 3-hour show. SmackDown is a 2-hour show, yet SmackDown has time to show crowd signs for a segment. And they don't do that on Raw.
I miss that because I like seeing signs in the crowd. I don't like seeing
what is this nonsense?
I don't care about Jade and Bianca. That's mean. I just don't care about their reign as champions. I'll rephrase it. There you go. I said it.
This is nonsense. If you take all this time to build up Bad Blood and all these great matches, and then at the last minute you tell everybody, oh, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill are hosting Bad Blood. Well, now I don't even want to watch the damn thing. Ooh, Naomi's mad. Oh, here we go.
Fake out.
Oh, we're best friends. Oh
no, one of them's turning heel, and I think it's gonna be Naomi because Bailey. I mean, I could see her turning heel too, but I don't know. Naomi's been too nice for too long. I think she can turn heel. I would even be cool if she turned heel and joined with her family.
I think it would have been cool if Naomi just dropped Bailey right there and pulled out a draw 4 and threw it on her and said, "Draw 4, bitch."
Dude.
That would have been great.
No, I would have laughed if you threw a reverse card. I'm like, hey, no, this match is mine now. You lost. Reverse.
See, I think the problem here, I think that they should have had Naomi turn heel a while ago. I think they missed an opportunity here to put Naomi and Jimmy together and have them as heels, because Jimmy coming back is not going to be a heel now.
Right.
Jimmy coming back is, I think, going to be the puzzle piece that puts Roman and Jay back together.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you can't have Jimmy be a heel. So now you can't really turn Naomi and
Brother Flip says, "How dare you? My Baby on Ice has been the top show on Broadway for 2 years."
Yes, Sean, how dare you? just because your brother Adam went to see it without you.
He did not go see it at all.
You don't know that for
I
sure.
do know. He told me.
He could. It doesn't matter. He could have been lying to you, like because he'd have said to you, oh, I'm going to see Muppet Babies on Ice, and you're like, where's my ticket? So he was just like, oh, I'm going to see my friend,
Right.
his concert or something.
Oh God.
All right, it's the Viper, Doofy Orton.
Orton and Owens, baby.
Yeah.
I just about with Owens, you can never tell if he's happy or sad ever because he just puts on the most serious, upset face. You never know what he's feeling. He's just there. He just doesn't have an emotion.
Yeah. Well, that's because he doesn't know how to take his tag team partner, Doofy Orton. Look at him. He just looks doofy. He's like, oh, I'm Doofy.
Yes, you are.
Man, I hope Muppet Babies on Ice was awesome and you missed out.
Have you ever seen Muppet Babies on Ice? Be honest with me. Have you seen it?
No,
I don't believe you.
I've been waiting all night to make that joke. I forgot about. I was gonna make it at the beginning of the show and I forgot. So I don't even think that's a thing.
It honestly probably is. It probably is or was. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Probably is or was. Muppet Babies on Ice. Well, I think I found it. Muppet Babies Live.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's the same thing.
I don't know if it's on Ice, but it says.
Oh no,
Muppet
it was
Babies first appeared
it,
live on stage in V's 1985 show, the Muppet Show on Tour, second edition.
That's not the same. It's not on Ice. No, it's not real. No, hold up. No, it's not real.
What?
So C. Henry wants to know if WWF had not started in the Northeast, do you think it guys would have become what it is today?
I think that's more of a question for you, sir.
I do think it would. I do think it would still be a thing because, I mean, I guess Madison Square Garden and the fact that it was majorly run out of New York and like the New England area, like Maine was real big for them, Washington DC, like that whole kind of area. So yeah, that had a lot to do with kind of making the WWF what it was. They probably wouldn't have had, if they weren't running shows in Madison Square Garden, they probably wouldn't have had the same exposure that they had. And so I'm not sure if it would have gotten to the point where, it did. However, I think the factor that's really the question here is not necessarily about it being in the Northeast or not. I think it's about being a McMahon-owned business is the thing, because Vince took over. Vince bought it from his father, which the story here is that Vince was supposed to make 4 different payments, and so basically Vince was paying his dad the money that his dad would have been making if he was still owner of the company, and he had to make these 4 payments, and if he missed any of those 4 payments, it would revert back to McMahon and the rest of the owners, and they would keep the money. Now, the big thing here is that Gorilla Monsoon was actually supposed to be the heir apparent to Vince Sr. And Gorilla Monsoon was the one that was going to be running the company, and then Vince convinced his father to sell it to him. So I think that even if it had not been in the Northeast, I think that eventually we would end up with the same situation where Vince Jr. wanted to buy it from Vince Sr. because he always wanted to get to the business. And I think his national expansion plan may not have worked exactly the way that it did the first time, but I think it still would have happened eventually because, you know, the whole point of it was that, yeah, you had the WWF, which was big in the Northeast, but what Vince Jr. was doing was, for example, going into raiding other companies. And so he would raid the AWA, and then he would go back to Minnesota and run shows in Minnesota with all of the AWA guys that he just stole. So I think we still would have had that, and I think the national expansion still would have happened the way that it did. But the success of the WWF and what it was, I think they would have just found other ways to make it happen. Obviously, you know, being in Madison Square Garden is a huge deal. Of course. It's Mecca, and you know, you had a real big connection there because, you know, one of the biggest stars in the history of wrestling, Bruno Sammartino, was an Italian American who was very big in the Italian American areas of New York. So that New York connection and that Northeast connection, you can't discount how that built what the WWF had become. So for me, I think we would have always seen it. It may have happened a little differently than we originally thought happened, but the national expansion and the territories getting eaten up by Vince was always Vince's plan, Vince Jr. And I think that it's one of those things where, you know, it's like you go back in time and you try and change one thing, and you can change certain things, but certain events like Vince buying out the company from his father and taking it national, those things were going to happen no matter what you do. You know, you go back in time and you're like, oh, well, if I go back in time and if I shoot Hitler, then the Nazis and all that stuff never happens. Well, not necessarily, because if there's no Hitler, somebody else could step up in his place. Sort of like, even if, you know, the WWF had been in Florida or California, I don't think Vince would have ended up buying the company and taking it national.
In the words of Doctor Who, Vince and all that stuff was a fixed point in time. Cannot be rechanged, cannot be undone, cannot be fixed.
Yeah.
No matter what alteration you could have done to it, Vince would have still done the same thing, still had the same plan. That reminds me, I have to finally watch that McMahon show on Netflix. I haven't watched it yet, but I have to watch it.
I have finished 4 out of the 6 episodes.
Right.
I might watch another one tonight. I'm not sure yet.
Is it good? Do you enjoy it?
I do.
Cool.
It's interesting to see. It's interesting to see some of the wrestlers that are on there and the things that they're talking about. And you know, one of the most insane things about the whole show for me, and you know, it's not that I'm saying anything bad about this guy, but it is just surprising to, and I'm not even talking about McMahon yet. So it's surprising to me watching the show that one of the most lucid and intelligent conversationalists on the show, who brings up interesting points and points of view about what was going on at the time, because I've met him and I never expected this out of him. But Tony Atlas is one of the well-spoken and intelligent guys on that show.
Yeah.
It blew my mind because I was like, listen, I've met Tony Atlas, nothing against Tony Atlas, super nice guy. But I did not expect him to be the wealth of knowledge that he was. And when you watch McMahon, you will understand what I'm talking about, because he is very well-spoken. And I did find it interesting how Vince McMahon himself talks about how Mr. McMahon, the character, and Vince McMahon, the person, are completely different. And then you see a ton of wrestlers. And I'm not going to name any names. You'll have to watch the show. But there are a ton of wrestlers that mention that they are about as similar as they get.
Right. Yeah, they're pretty much the same person. Brother Fluff says, overall, the best 3 talents Vince got from AWA were Hogan, Heenan, and Mean Gene. They made Vince a ton of money in different ways.
So there are a ton of names that came from there. Now, obviously, Bobby the Brain Heenan and Mean Gene Okerlund are 2 huge ones, because here you have Hall of Famers. Mean Gene was basically the interview guy. Like, there's nobody else that
he was the
ever
guy.
did it as good as Mean Gene. And honestly, I would put Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon up against anybody. But that's not the only talent that came from there. Obviously, Hogan's got to be the biggest name, because
of course.
There's great stories about the AWA and how they blew their chance at making Hogan a champion there,
Right.
because Hulkamania was really already kind of starting in the AWA before he went to WWF.
Right.
But you have to look at some of the other names that came out of the AWA. More specifically, they got the Midnight Rockers from the AWA, who then became the Rockers in WWE.
Yeah.
And Shawn Michaels has got to be on that list. Kurt Hennig, who became Mr. Perfect, has to be on that list, because he was just absolutely genius. There's so there are some other names as well, I think, that have to be included on that list. But obviously Hogan was the huge one, because at the time, and I don't think, I'm a huge Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, and what Stone Cold Steve Austin did for the business is one thing, but I think what Hulk Hogan did for the business at the time that he did it was revolutionary. I think it took the business, he was there WrestleMania 1. He was one of the linchpins of WrestleMania 1, and obviously, taking a big chance on WrestleMania 1, Vince, mortgaging his house to put up for WrestleMania 1. WrestleMania 2 wasn't the super hit that they thought it was going to be, and it became a logistical nightmare to run in 3 different cities in one night. But
that was a little crazy.
Cannot understate the importance of WrestleMania 3. WrestleMania 3 changed the business forever, and it was because of that match between Hogan and Andre. And when you had, now of course they always talk about 93,173, which is really an inflated number. They may have sold that many tickets, I don't know, but they're legit. Really was only about 78,000 there, but still, at that time, you think about being a territory, and you think about going from watching a show in the Pontiac Silverdome with that many people, and then you are now a territory that runs out of like a TV studio in Atlanta, Georgia, and you're showing to 300 people in the audience. It changed the face of the business in ways that just can't be, because it goes beyond just the WWE growing out of that. It goes beyond, the territories that were still there, and how everybody, it wasn't the same anymore. There was a bigger expectation for wrestling, and Hogan was really the key focal point of that. I mean, if you look at WrestleManias, every WrestleMania, every Royal Rumble, they were all supposed to, they all had Hogan in the main event somewhere, and then you get to WrestleMania 6, where Hogan's waning a little bit, and so he decides to pass the torch to the Warrior, which doesn't work, because the Warrior doesn't have the same appeal as Hogan. He's not as good in the ring, so they have to go back to Hogan again, and they put the belt on again, and it's just, there's a whole lot of things you can say about a number of different wrestlers and where they took the business, and at different times. And as much as I like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and as much as I think that the Attitude Era did as much for wrestling as any other era, specifically because I was a fan during the Attitude Era, so I lived it. I lived the Monday Night Wars. I was the guy that had 2 TVs set up and a cable
Nice.
splitter, and I had
Nice.
Nitro on one and Raw on the other, and we had Nitro taping on one TV so that when Raw was over, we could watch Nitro. And
Yep.
like I was there during all of that, and I still think that, you know, we wouldn't have even had the opportunity for the Attitude Era if we had not gotten through the sort of taking wrestling from the dark arenas with guys smoking and you know, grandpas in the crowd. Like if we had not taken it to another level, we would have never even had a chance for the Attitude Era.
C. Henry adds, I read somewhere that Vince was considering Kerry Von Erich for the spot that went to Hogan.
I don't know about that.
Could you see that being a thing if that was true?
I don't know because the conversation really is that if he couldn't, because there were a couple names that he was considering. Kerry Von Erich was one of them. Dusty Rhodes was another one. Ric Flair was another one. Because I think the thing was, you know, if he couldn't get Hogan, these were the other places that he was going to look, because they were all huge names in their territories.
Yeah,
obviously Ric Flair had the credibility of the NWA. Dusty Rhodes pretty much, you know, had Florida on lock.
Mm-hmm.
Kerry Von Erich, you know, the Von Erichs and the Freebirds in Texas, like these were all, you know, really household names outside of the WWE. So. Yeah, I could see that. I think that, you know, you had guys that, you know, could have maybe gotten close to Hogan level, and some of them in their popularity may have like just hit the tip of the iceberg at that point, but you know, nobody could have done. I don't think anybody could have done what Hogan and Vince did.
He also adds that Hogan's gimmick is a take off of superstar Billy Graham.
So it is, but here's what I will tell you: there is no professional wrestler that has ever lived that wasn't a take on somebody else. Everybody has stolen things from everybody. If you think anybody's doing anything that is brand new and we've never seen before. Like that's kind of what wrestling is supposed to be, I think.
Right.
You know, look at Ric Flair. Ric Flair was a take on Nature Boy Buddy Rogers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so everybody kind of borrows from somebody, I think. But yeah, you know, a lot of you go back and you watch Superstar Billy Graham and you watch some of the interviews and the mannerisms, and you know, you can tell he was very Hulk Hogan inspired.
Right. I think he's also comparing Jesse the Body Ventura to Steve Austin.
Well, back in the day, I would say Jesse Ventura and Superstar Billy Graham were very similar in the way that they kind of presented themselves, the flamboyance, the over-the-top outfits. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You know, and he brings up the Stone Cold gimmick as well. So I think that, you know, the idea of, and I mean, some of that is new. As far as Stone Cold goes, it was revolutionary because, you know, in the terms of the wrestling business, he wasn't doing anything that, you know, he wasn't doing anything that like people had done before, like beating up your boss and like, you know, because Stone Cold Steve Austin was kind of the portrayal of this, you know, anti-hero, you know, the bad guy that continues to do bad guy things, but it's still the hero. And I think that that's something that we may have seen, I think, in other forms of media. I don't think we ever saw it in the world of professional wrestling like Stone Cold, you know, kind of portrayed it. So yeah, in that respect, I think, you know, a lot of the Stone Cold gimmick was probably, you know, pretty revolutionary as
Right.
far as that goes. But I don't know. That's probably one of the better examples.
Right.
Again, I think as far as like actual wrestlers go, I don't think that there's necessarily anybody that he was 100% inspired by, but I think that
Right.
again, we've seen some of those elements in other forms of media, but he really brought it to the forefront in wrestling. And again,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
how many, here are two guys. We're talking about Hulk Hogan. We're talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin. These are guys that could not have gotten to the heights that they've done without Vince McMahon.
Right.
Because
right.
Vince McMahon was the one coming up with all the ideas behind Hulk Hogan. Like, Vince would say, do this or do this. And Hogan would say, okay, I'm just going to go, like, I don't know if I necessarily just going to go out there and do it.
Yeah.
And without the Mr. McMahon character, which again, Bret Hart had a part to play in that.
Yep.
There's a whole lineage of people that had something to do with that Mr. McMahon character. But you weren't going to get Stone Cold Steve Austin without that Mr. McMahon character.
Right. Right. Waiting on the shenanigans to happen.
Oh, it's coming.
For the shenanigans. The shenanigans.
So I don't know if you heard this yet or not, but so you have two guys in the bloodline. You have Tama Tonga and Tongaloa.
Yeah.
Very similar names.
Yep.
It's been reported that Hikuleo is signed. And
yes, he's signed.
Have you seen what his name's going to be?
I don't remember, but I'm assuming it's just as ridiculous as the rest of them.
Longa Tonga. So you're going to have Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Longa Tonga.
Just going to go through all the names, all the different, as many variations as they can before they forget who's who.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Wait, you're
Tama Longa Longa.
Right.
Longa Tama Nonga.
Just gonna go through all the different.
I mean, I don't. Pretty soon they're all gonna morph into one person, like Tama Longa Tonga Longa Nonga.
Right.
I mean, come on. I get it. Like, I understand that. Like,
honestly, I think his name
they're
is cool enough as it is. Like, I think Hikuleo sounds cool. I just keep that name. You can make money off of that. Why not?
Yeah, but again, we got to remember WWE wants.
No, I don't know. They want everything. I know.
Names that they can make money off of.
They want all the money. I know.
Listen, C. Henry says this bloodline storyline has gone on long enough. Listen, this thing's going to go for years.
Not enough. It's going to keep going.
There are enough Samoan wrestlers out there that this thing could go for probably another 5 years.
You could have so many. This could turn into like the modern day Bullet Club, where they can just keep going through constant variations of it because there's so many people in the family. It could just never end.
Here we go.
Oh, you were slightly ahead of me, I guess, because I didn't see Cody and No just now. So my theory here is that Cody's gonna Owens is gonna see Cody saying, "Why are you helping?" I said, "Go away." And he's gonna get all mad at Cody because he didn't listen to him. Yep, here we go. Cody, you done messing up here, buddy. Done messing up here, buddy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Cody, what have you done? What have you done? Gonna bring out Angry Owens. Very angry
This
Owens.
this was a giant predictable yawn.
I'm just waiting for Owens to freak out. Cody done messed up. Here we go. Oh no. I cannot wait till it happens. They keep teasing it, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I don't know when, but Owens is gonna return at some point.
It was a very underwhelming way to end the show.
They keep teasing it, but I think it just needs to happen. Just needs to happen. Just
Look,
do it.
you know, yeah, just I don't know. Just a very underwhelming way to end the show.
Just make it happen.
Yeah. Well, there you go. SmackDown's in the books.
Yes, another episode in the books. Not your normal Chillin' with the Bros, because we've have
Oh.
the if I say this, I'm probably get copyrighted, but the King of Bros.
Right.
Okay,
Listen, I you know, the only reason that this show happens as it does is because I don't feel like working Fridays, but here I am. You know, Muppet Babies on Ice comes to town, and the King swoops in to save the show.
Fair enough.
Wow,
All
that's
right,
how I roll.
that is how you roll.
Oh boy. Well, so let's see. So tonight's Friday.
Yeah.
On Sunday, we got episode 74 with Selena and Johnny.
Yeah.
Then Sunday night,
More Sunday.
Sunday night, we got
Sunday.
another interesting thing coming Sunday night.
Yes, we do.
And, if we can hang on here just a moment,
I'm hanging.
might blow the doors off of this one. So
We're hanging.
Sunday at 3:30, you got our interview with Johnny and Selena, and
That's
then
right.
Sunday night at 9:00. Check this
Yep.
out. It's the world premiere announcement.
Ew.
Our next episode of Grappling with the Grooves is coming up, and we are bringing back one of one Chris White, who, if you listen to the Chris White interview, you know this man knows his music and knows his wrestling themes.
Oh, he does.
So go back and listen to that episode to get a top 5 from him on wrestling themes. But we are doing an episode of Grappling with the Grooves all about wrestling themes.
That's right.
How exciting is that?
That's right.
So 9:00 Sunday night. Then Monday, we'll be back for Monday Night Raw. Another exciting episode of Chillin' with the OC.
Damn right.
Then on Wednesday, another brand new episode of The List.
The List.
Yeah, make
Yeah,
sure
baby.
you check that out. We just last week's episode was top WrestleMania matches, no titles, no taker.
Yes, very specific.
Yeah, I think this week is the first week we're getting into our non-wrestling
Yes,
topics,
our non-wrestling.
and I believe this week is don't quote me on this, but I believe this week is top X-Men films.
I believe you're right.
I think that's our first one.
I believe you're right.
Our first
Top 5
wrestling
X-Men
topic. So
Yes.
check that out. And then next Friday, we're not gonna be chilling with the bros for SmackDown. However, check out our YouTube channel. Friday night, we will be joining you with a special late night episode of Opinion City, where we're gonna go down the whole. We're going to preview the whole card for Saturday, and actually 2 cards for Saturday. We're going to be previewing WWE's Bad Blood, and we're also going to preview the LVAC's Steel Stacks SmackDown 3, which we will be at. So we will be broadcasting live from the Opinion City headquarters here in Pennsylvania before we head off on Saturday to go see Steel Sack SmackDown 3. So
Indeed.
a packed week, buddy. A lot of
Packed
stuff
week.
going on this week. Yeah.
A lot of stuff happening. Very busy. Very busy.
All right. Well, this has been fun.
Yes, indeed.
An hour less than Raw.
Yes.
So
nice to have you around. Nice to have
yeah,
you
it's
hanging out.
good to hang out on a Friday night.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Well, get us out of here.
Let's go. With that said, I'm Parmesan. That's King Ralph over there. That side. And this has been Chillin' with the Bros. We out.